This is Minutia Men with Rick and Dave.
Rick, take a look at this.
Very nice.
Huh? Rick,
very classy.
Very classy.
It's a hat. You're wearing a hat.
It's wearing a hat, and with the logo. What's that logo?
Come and Go.
Yes, yes.
Which I think is a like a chain of stores.
It's like a gas convenience store, like a Quick Trip.
Right, but the Come is spelled
K-U-M.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they're changing the name.
Oh, it's about time.
And perhaps even because we talked about the Come and Go.
Now it's C-U-M? No.
Right, and their slogan is Seaman Yasud or whatever.
In your eye. Wow.
But you know how I got this hat?
How?
A super fan sent it to us.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me see if I got their names here. It's Andy and Liz from Kansas City.
Wow, that's nice.
Big fans of the show.
That's
sent
nice.
it. Little disconcerted that it came to my house. Yeah, not real happy that's. Well, didn't we have a letter once saying that? Yeah, Dave lives right by the Richard Speck house or something.
Yeah,
where there was a murder or whatever.
Yep. Your info's out there, man. Your info's out there. Yeah. Didn't somebody call you this week too? Like a customer or something?
I get that. I get that. I've had people come to our house.
Yeah,
because the publishing company.
Well, now you've just told everyone. Now we can just
but if you're going to send me paraphernalia and gifts, go for it.
We're into it.
Holiday. So
all right. Well, it's time for Minutia Men.
The following is a Tony Lasano podcast, an Opie production on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. This is Minutia Men with Rick and Dave.
Yeah, a come and go huggy wouldn't be nice from people because they're closing the stores. These are going to be it's going to be collector's item.
Do you know what the new name is going to be? Really?
I really
convenience store. Should be something like that.
It has to be something, right? You're not going to want to,
Right. It's like that never occurred to them when they came up with that name that it might have some implications.
Well, let's be honest. It was probably what kept them in business all these.
Well, that's a good point.
So they're going to find that your gas not so great. You're spinning hot dogs on that little grill thing. You know what? Not all that great.
Your ho-ho's dime a dozen.
Yeah. Hey, we got a big show, and looking at the agenda here, the whole come and go. Mm-hmm. I think that's apropos because let's just say this is not going to be a highbrow show.
It is not.
It's not a highbrow show at all. I got a story here about insurance companies. I love insurance companies.
Oh, me too.
This is actually right out of Chicago.
Okay.
Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield won't pay for the complete duration of anesthesia for patient surgical procedures.
Wow.
And an unprecedented move, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is right out of here in Chicago, representing Connecticut, New York, and Missouri, have unilaterally declared it will no longer pay for anesthesia care if the surgery or procedure goes beyond an arbitrary time limit that they are deeming, regardless of how long the surgical procedure takes.
That's unbelievable.
Right. The American Society of Anesthesiologists, not happy.
Yeah.
And is calling on Anthem to reverse this proposal immediately. In lieu of recent events, I suspect they might want to rethink this.
Yeah. I bet they already are.
Right. And again, we are not condoning violence or anything, but you might think with the current client, whatever.
Yeah.
So basically, long and short of it, again, like I said, they're... it's going to be okay. This is a hysterectomy.
Exactly. Yeah.
You got an hour and 22 minutes, right?
Exactly.
And that's it.
Shut off the device.
Yeah, exactly. This is on your dime now. Tick, tick, tick. That'll be like a cab meter, right? This reminds me of a story about 20 years ago. Okay. And I've already talked to Michelle, and she said it's okay for me to share.
Okay.
Share. Well, about 18 years ago, Michelle had a double mastectomy.
Right. Yes.
And first of all, guess how many days the insurance company would pay in the hospital?
I don't know.
Just guess. Yeah. Double mastectomy.
3 days.
One night. One night. Now, that was a double mastectomy. If she only had one, probably 3 hours.
Yeah.
Right? In and out. Let's go.
Wow.
But that's not even the worst part of it. About an hour.
I'm bracing because if you had to ask permission, I've never heard you ask permission before.
Well, about an hour before she got discharged.
Yeah.
Okay. The head nurse comes, and because I'm there,
Right.
because I'm picking her up, because evidently my time, I've got to go pick her up, pay for parking, right? So the head nurse comes, she goes, okay, well, we're getting ready to, discharge Michelle. Yeah. Do you have any questions about removing and replacing the drains on her incisions?
Oh, jeez.
What do you, excuse me, what are you talking about? She goes, oh yeah, the insurance companies no longer pay for a nurse to come in to change the tubes.
Yeah. I actually did know about this.
Right. And I was like, have you ever met me, ma'am?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to use the frickin' toaster oven.
I know.
Right. So Michelle just starts laughing. She's like, oh, this. So the nurse starts telling me, okay, well, I'll show you. It's real easy. And they take off the bandage. She goes, you take, tube A, you do this, and make sure that this is Cardona, blah 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 blah. And I'm just glassy eyed right now. Like, oh my god, I'm hearing
blah blah blah. Right. You're gonna kill your wife. Blah blah blah.
Luckily, Michelle's dad was in town helping us out. I mean, we had Lila,
and her dad is a doctor,
right? So Lila was 4. The twins were 1. We're going through. They came in to help. Obviously,
well, that's nice.
And to save their daughter,
to save the life of their daughter,
right?
Wow.
But I mean, think about that.
Yeah,
it's like, and they were pussy and mucusy, and just there was, and make sure you drain it this way, and bacteria and infection. And you're like, oh my god. So for all the men out there that are doing that, good vibes.
Yeah,
good
no
vibes
kidding.
Away.
Well, I mean, it's really for any surgery now. I mean, I've had surgery recently.
Well, you're due for another one soon, aren't you?
Yeah, knock on wood. I am now 100% recovered from both the broken arm and the broken leg.
So you have complete mobility in your arm?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
that's a good thing. But I do remember at the hospital, our kids were born before the whole Obamacare thing happened, and it was the pre-existing conditions and all that stuff, and they hustled you out of there.
Oh,
when you had a kid, it was like, oh, you gave birth? See you in 3 hours.
Yeah, it's only happened 600 billion times.
Right. But I remember them handing me Tommy, and I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Well, this is your kid now. Like, what? I don't know how to do this.
Right. If you buy a PS5, they give you a manual.
Right. There's
no
operating manual, nothing.
Right.
All right. Anyway, I have a story for you. This is about the holiday season. So it's more of a heartwarming segment, really. And it kind of ties into your...
Which will devolve into something
without question. It kind of ties into your hat.
Yeah. Okay.
The Come and Go hat, because these are products that are available. These are weird Christmas gift ideas that are tied into products. Like these companies are putting out these products for Christmas gifts. Yeah. And for instance, I'll give you one. P.F. Chang. Everyone knows P.F. Chang.
Chinese restaurant.
Yes. Right? P.F. Chang makes lettuce wraps. So what do you want to do after a meal? How about a fur-lined lettuce wrap blanket?
Oh my God! Right,
that says P.F. Chang's on it.
There you go.
Who wouldn't want that for a Christmas gift?
Absolutely.
People who are absolutely obsessed with Chili's.
The restaurant.
Oh my gosh! Well, this is for you because Chili's.
Let me ask you a question. Who's obsessed with Chili's?
Exactly. Exactly. The chain is promoting its new appetizers with a bedtime set that include Chili's-themed sheets, pillowcases, and an eye mask.
What?
Merry Christmas, honey. How about this one? Cheetos. Cheetos is selling Snuggies, like full-length body Snuggies.
Are they orange with the...
And you can wipe the dust on it. Yes, they're orange. Yeah. How about the Grinch?
Okay.
All right, the Grinch is now selling a bong.
What?
A bong, yes. A bong shaped like the Grinch's head.
Now, the Grinch isn't selling it.
Well, I mean, they have to get the rights to this.
Right,
yeah, so they signed off on it. So Dr. Seuss...
let me ask you a question. Yeah. When you watch The Grinch, right?
Yeah.
Were you mad when he compromised his Grinch values at the end?
I was not.
I'm like, come on. Dude, you spent an hour and 12 minutes, and then now all of a sudden you're going to change? Come on.
I just kept thinking about how delicious that roast beast looked. All right, here's another one. Hot Pockets sells an ugly Christmas sweater. Okay. All right. With the Hot Pockets logo on it and sleeveless. You can zip off the sleeves.
Nice. I wonder if they smell. I wonder if these sweaters would smell like a freshly made Hot Pocket.
I think all of these should, if they're going to be thematically appropriate.
A scratch and sniff type.
So anyway, all of these products has made me think, what about us?
Oh, my God. Sure.
We own a company.
Yeah. We do this podcast.
We do.
Which by the way, on some, we aggregated, or not an aggregate, it was like a list of the 5 or the
top
10 interview shows.
Yeah.
We were number 5.
I know. That was pretty cool. It says here that we need to create an Eckhart's press, a garlic press, an Eckhart's garlic press.
Oh, okay.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Or how about a Minutia Pen?
A
Minutia Pen instead of Minutia Men.
So like really light, a really fine point.
And everything's very funny that comes out of that pen. What do you think?
And a little disrespectful. And with a fun little racism part of it, right?
But as I was looking for crazy gifts, there are 2 others that I just wanted to share with you real quick. There's pants for women called Pants You Can Pee In.
Oh.
Which just means they have like you can just the bottom part you can pull apart.
Zip-out thing. Yeah.
Okay. The other one was an ear cleaning device with a camera that lets you watch while you're ear cleaning to make sure you get all the gook out.
Now that would be kind of cool.
And it comes on your phone. It comes on your screen, so you could gross out your whole family.
Oh my God!
While you're cleaning out your ears.
On like a Zoom call, on like FaceTime for everybody.
It's out there. Yeah. It's out there.
Are you pretty earwaxy? Because I'm
not really.
Well, as you know,
I'm
because when I take these headphones off, there will be a little
gross.
Yeah, and I always clean it off after I do because I know you have another podcast.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I'm very earwaxy.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, this is a free product for you. I mean, it's not free.
How much is it? Do you know?
$79.99.
Forget it. I don't listen to my wife or my children anyway, so who needs really?
Right, exactly.
Hey, we got a review.
Okay, let's
This
hear.
is perhaps maybe one of the favorite reviews. Be it as it may, the rubber always hits the road on Minutia Men. And this is by Cliché Monet.
Okay.
I don't know what it means. Be it as it may, the rubber always hits the road.
Okay, I guess it's a cliche.
Good. Yeah, it's good.
All right, that works for me. It's time for another feature.
Time now for Studio Walls.
And the words of the prophets were written on the studio walls.
So, we mentioned it's Christmas season, and, every year I look for wacky Christmas content to bring you. And
you've
this is
probably
something,
even created some wacky.
well, as it turns out, Dave.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've got a parody song kind of feeling to this right now.
Well, here's the thing. When you have to do it every year, and I was a producer, a writer for 20 years.
Yeah.
The Christmas season kind of gave me the creeps every year because I was like, things don't change. It's still the same.
Right.
And you have to come up with something new.
Right. We did the wacky 12 Days of Christmas.
Yes. Now, I'll be sharing a couple of these over the next few weeks.
Of course you will.
But this one in particular it came about in a very weird way. I went to bed thinking about Rudolph, right? And, I'm trying to come up with some sort of a parody. So I'm going through... I go to sleep. I fall asleep, and in my dream, I'm going through the potential names of the other reindeers. Which one will be funny?
So you didn't really sleep for 20 years?
No, I really didn't.
Right? I mean, you were always working, even when you were dozing. You were working.
It's true. But so I'm thinking, all right, Dasher, not that funny. Right. Donner, what is it? Dasher,
Vixen,
Comet, Cupid. Donner and Blitzen. See, Blitzen is the one that kind of got my eye, and in my dream, and then in my dream, I actually wrote the lyrics to the song.
Didn't Keith Richards dream?
Yeah, he dreams Satisfaction. This isn't quite Satisfaction. It's not quite at that level. When I came in that morning, and we created this song, and it's called Blitzen, the Unloved Reindeer.
That's you on the...
Yeah.
Blitzen, the unloved reindeer, who Santa just called Reindeer 8, always had to fly behind Cupid. Believe me, that view ain't great. If Santa doesn't love a reindeer, they have an empty kind of fame. At the reindeer bar, drowning his sorrows, is where Blitzen got his name. One Christmas back in the 70s, Santa was pulled over. Old Blitzen was a bit too high. The cop gave him a DUI. Now he's in a 12-step program, and Blitzen is sober and clean. But he'd be doing so much better if Cupid ever gave up beans.
There you go.
See, because he's looking right at Cupid's ass.
Right. Exactly.
So that was anyway. I give John Landecker credit for actually recording that very weird song, and we played it like once or twice. But it's always had a soft spot in my heart,
of course. Yeah, I mean, I think, and I remember that when you played it more than once or twice.
Maybe, yeah.
In fact, I
kind of play it every year here.
I tend to remember it over and over again.
I might have even played it on this show before.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
Hey, I got another story here which actually ties in to what you just talked about. Men arrested at Texas A&M game for fake construction credentials with the names Harry Ascrack and Duncan McCockiner. Okay? Just like Blitzen, right? So,
God, we're like 12 years old.
I know one of the long-running bits on the cartoon sitcom, The Simpsons. Bart calling, and I know we've played
Seymour Butts.
Right, exactly.
Do I have a Seymour Butts? Right. I'd like to see more Butts.
Right, Mike Roch. Yeah. Mike Roch, where are you?
Right.
Apparently, a couple of Texas A&M fans thought that they could use the same kind of technique to get into the biggest football college game of the year, and that is the Aggies were taking on the Texas Longhorns.
Right. In Texas, there's no bigger game.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And it was the SEC championship, or I don't know, whatever it was. It was $1,100 on StubHub for tickets.
Okay, yeah.
So they say, you know what? Let's get creative here. let's get construction permits, or I don't know.
These are guys we might want to consider hiring.
Credentials. And now, why they used Harry Ascrack and Duncan McCockiner?
Yeah. Might have been a giveaway.
It might have been a giveaway, but you got to give them credit.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's fine. So, evidently, as you know, all men, no matter how old they are, have this sense of humor.
Yes.
Here, I sent you an audio, and this is the Texas.
Also in Texas.
Exactly. That's why I picked it. Texas legislature.
Legislature, yes.
Is there a Connie Lingus here? What about Anita Dickenming? Or Holden Middick? Okay. Are any three of those people here? All right. You got your moment. I hope you enjoy it.
Oh my God, that is so great. This is, by the way, is the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence for the state of Texas.
And if you listen, the women were the ones that were laughing.
They were.
Right. So, you know, I don't want your sanctimonious, oh, that's not funny, that's juvenile. You guys are laughing inside.
Yeah, that is hilarious. I'm sorry. All right, so I have something that's also Christmas related, but also adolescent.
Okay.
In fact, this is a song that I found that is done by children.
Okay.
So it's cute.
Exactly.
They're called the Little Stinkers. The Little Stinkers. Okay. And here is their song. We'll just play a little clip of it.
Mom made beans for dinner. You know I ate them all. Said come get your coat on. Going to the mall. You're gonna visit Santa and sit upon his knee. But all that I could think about was how not to cut the cheese. Waiting there for Santa, I thought that I'd explode. The gas bubble grew bigger with every ho-ho-ho. Tried my best to hide it, that I was doing swell. But when I sat down on Santa's lap, he hollered, "What's that smell?" I farted on Santa's lap. asked him for a baseball, I asked him for a bat. I asked him for some ice skates, but I'll get none of that. I asked him for a lot of things I'll have to do without. 'Cause when I sat down on Santa's lap, I let one slip out. I put it on Santa's lap.
Not bad.
Not bad.
All right, that's the Little Stinkers. You can find that on YouTube.
Our combined age is what? 122, right?
Is that true? Oh my God, it is.
122. Yeah, this stuff is timeless.
It is.
Right.
It really is. All
and
right.
those of you who are saying that's not funny, you know it's funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't want to hear it. All right, it's time for one last feature.
Time now for Celebrity Potpourri with Rick and Dave.
Dave, I picked this one out this week. Now, this is the part of the show where people send in their emails telling us their
come and go hats.
Yes, exactly. And I chose this one for two reasons. One was it's short and has a very bizarre celebrity. Mm-hmm. And two, because she takes a shot at us.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, now that's good.
All right, this is from Ellen. My mom is a widow and retired, but pretty politically active and lives in California. When she joined a group called Senior Votes Count, I thought, that's nice, gives her something to do. She went to a meeting and called me up right after the meeting, just beside herself with excitement. You know who founded that group, she said? The guy who played Bowser in Sha-Na-Na. I had no idea who she was talking about. I had to look it up, but after I saw he was famous in the 1970s, I figured you guys would know who he was.
Okay, there you go. That's the shot right there.
That's the shot.
Yeah.
That's a,
it's not wrong.
We know who he is.
Tell your mom that we know Tony DeFranco too.
Yeah, I don't want to get her too excited. Right. We're huge with the over 60 women crowd.
It's fine with me.
Yeah,
right. That's fine with me.
All right, so we have people to thank.
Well, we do have a tease of our guest that we've got coming up.
Yeah, I always forget to do that.
John Posey.
Yeah.
You know John
and it's one of the top 10 podcasts. It's actually fifth
in the nation.
Yeah, of the celebrity interview podcasts.
John Posey, great actor.
Yeah.
Been in everything. We're going to be talking to him, and that will be on next week, right?
Yes, I believe Wednesday. It posts on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we're going to be recording it here in a few minutes.
Right. So if John Posey blows us off, forget about what we just said.
He better not blow us off.
If he blows us off, John Posey, I don't know who he is.
I do feel a little queasy about promoting these things. Right. This is like from years of being a producer. If I'm expecting a phone call from somebody, they're calling me.
Yeah, that always scares you, right?
And it's like 1 minute before or 30 seconds before you hear the host doing the intro. Right. The call is still not come in. I mean, I still have nightmares about stuff like that.
What was the worst experience of that? Can you think of one?
We had Lily Tomlin one time scheduled to come into the station.
Oh, so actually in person.
Yes. And she just blew us off, but she thought that it was on the phone.
Okay.
And that she was sitting there by her phone waiting for the phone call, and that blew up. And it was blamed 100% on me. Yep. And it wasn't my fault. You know, even to this day, when things are not my fault and somebody blames me for it, I go ballistic.
Really?
Yeah, because I did it for a career for 20 years.
Yeah, right.
Just took the blame for things that were not my fault.
Not anymore.
No. Those days are over.
See my foot? It is coming down right now. I can always move it back up, but right now the momentum is going down to the floor.
I do get so pissed off when people blame me for things that are not my fault. Okay.
So you used the wrong coupon on this Velveeta.
Yeah. All right. Come here.
Hey, and if you're a bar bouncer, ask Rick to wear a collared shirt. He deals with that very well.
I don't like rules. All right, so now we have people to thank. Okay. We need to thank Tony Lasano with Opie Shows, the executive producer of the show. We need to thank Ed Silla, who is the
Have you been noticing Ed Silla posts a lot of pictures of wonderful meat products that he cooks?
No, I didn't know that.
He's like a smoking god.
Is that true?
Or a barbecue god.
But he lives in a high-rise.
I don't know how he does
it.
He do that? I don't know, but the briskets look great.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Ed, Sending a brisket or two wouldn't kill you.
Right, exactly. We've been pumping out this great stuff for you for 8-9 years now.
Oh yeah, maybe a full slam.
A little something, something for the effort. So thank you to Ed, and we're going to be back. We're going to do a couple more shows before Christmas.
Well, we're
right?
going to do next week, but after that, it could be we may take.
Okay, well, I got to load up on all my Christmas stuff for next week's show. Then I've got
so it's going to be a 3-hour parody show of every.
I've been collecting for months, waiting for this.
You know what? We could run them into March. Who cares?
Okay, all right. Well, anyway, we'll be back again next week with a brand new episode of
Minutia Men.
The proceeding was a presentation of the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Find our other great shows on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and at RadioMisfits.com. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Old Pie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?
I'm hearing blah, blah, blah. You're going to kill your wife.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.